Rev up your engines!
Well, Ford's going to be giving out some big information soon about how much money they're losing with their EV vehicles. Ford is trying to change things. So they've changed their business reporting to do business by business units instead of regional areas. So they'll show what the gasoline cars make, what the electric ones made. It'll be separate. Probably going to cost them a lot of money. They haven't brought the figures out yet, but since they're separating their primary profit engines, gasoline vehicles, internal combustion engines versus electric, we'll see how much money they're actually losing, of course. These are business figures, and usually they're fudged all over the place, so I wouldn't put all that much belief in what they're saying. I mean, it's usually a lot worse than what they say. Now, when Ford announced these new businesses, this is like I say, don't always believe what people say, that they're separating them. The stock jumped 8.4% on this news. This just shows you people just knee-jerk reaction to stuff. What a great idea, right? They announced they're separating the gasoline engine ones from the electric. Oh, the stock went up 8.4%. But since then, the stock has dropped 35%. So... I always tell people, if you play the stocks, you buy on rumor and you sell on fact, right? In this case, the fact is it's down 35%. A little blip didn't mean anything. Talk is cheap. Action is what counts. To me, something sounds fishy. Are they splitting them apart? If you've ever seen how people do business accounting, I mean, when I was in Houston, a couple miles from my house was Enron, the biggest scam on earth. Arthur Anderson made it look like they were making a fortune. In reality, they were not, and they ended up going bankrupt. So, the figures that these companies give out, I wouldn't hold much to them. Well, we'll put this into the future, and this debt will be moved over there. There's so much malarkey with that stuff. And they might even play a game, who knows, and say, oh, look, we're losing all this money in electrification. Oh, the United States government, you need to give us more money so we can electrify and stop pollution. One, that's a myth anyways, but who knows what's really going on behind it. Just follow the money, see where the money's going. But if you're smart, don't invest like the people did when the stock went up 8.5% when they said, look, we have new accounting. And then soon after, it goes down 35%. So, be leery where you put your money, let me tell you. Well, here's Tesla dodging responsibility as usual. There's a class action suit against Tesla Model S, and their door handle's not working right. You know, they got those recess things, right? Here's what the lawyers for Tesla said. The Model S's door handles have a project issue. The warranty covers manufacturing issues, not design defects. Now, old Elon used to say, we find a problem, we'll fix it, don't worry. Now they're just denying responsibility. They're saying, we didn't build them wrong, it's just designed wrong. Well, let's see. Who designed the doors? They did, right? You know, it's just lawyers and stuff. They all follow each other and they do this BS. There's precedents to this. Well, you may not remember, but I talked about it before. Chevy came out with the Corvette, the mid-engine one, right? And they had cast wheels that aren't that strong instead of forged wheels. And the spokes kept breaking and the wheels were flying off. So they had a class action suit against GM saying, you built these things, the wheels weren't made right? GM went to court with them and GM won. And their defense was, you can only sue us for a manufacturing defect. This isn't manufacturing. They were cast correctly. It's a design flaw. They got away with it in court. We'll see if Tesla, this is in court now, we'll see if Tesla gets away with this or not. But of course, they don't want to have to replace the door handles on all those cars. It costs them a fortune. Now, Elon himself tweeted a while back, and I quote, Tesla policy is never to give in to false claims, even if we would lose, and never to fight true claims, even if we would win. Well, of course, that's proven to be a big lie. His lawyers are saying, you can't sue us. We didn't build it wrong. It's a design flaw, and you can't sue us for that, right? That's their defense. Blah, blah, blah. Words come out of people's mouths. They mean nothing. Hey, you remember way back, Elon said, we're going to make electric cars, save the planet, and I'll give all the technology away. He's been suing people for stealing this technology for years now. So you can't listen to a word that comes out of the guy's mouth, you know. With most politicians, you see what they say. They know the exact opposite is the truth. If they tell you, like George Bush did, read my lips, no new taxes. What happened after that? Well, they raised taxes and he didn't get reelected. So you really can't believe a word that comes out of this guy's mouth. And of course, every time there's a problem, they try to fix it with a software update. Something is physically broken. It needs to be replaced, right? But they always try to do with software updates, like if a part doesn't work right, well, we'll update the software so that it doesn't have so much strain on that part. Then it won't break that particular part. That's not a solution. That's a half-assed attempt at keeping something from breaking that wasn't built right in the first place, right? And here's an even funnier thing. In Germany, people are suing Tesla, right? And they got rules that the people are suing if they win. Tesla's got to give them money back for their cars. But here's the catch. Listen to this. This is hilarious. In Germany, the laws state that they must pay cash for using the cars. The amount is proportional to how much these vehicles were driven compared to how much they're supposed to last, right? Well, here's the kicker. Elon Musk said that the current battery pack is about 300,000 to 500,000 miles average life, right? 300,000 to 500,000 miles average life for the battery packs. But his German lawyers say, well, the battery packs life is only 130,488 miles, right? So it's less than half or even almost a third of what he said the battery packs are going to last, but now it's legal. Well, if you've driven this thing 130,000 miles, well, the battery pack has no life left, so we don't give you any money for it. The saying used to be, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, in this case in Germany, Tesla wants to have their cake and eat it too. I just love that. The owner says, well, they're going to last 300, 500,000 miles. Then for legal reasons, the Germans said, well, they're only good for 138,000 miles. So here we go. They're all planning to play both sides to the middle. And who gets screwed? The people who buy his car. So just don't buy one. And you could sit like me back and laugh at the whole thing. Kevin Yanni says, why not to buy a turbocharged Honda? Well, Honda makes good engines. The company knows what they're doing. But I am not a fan of turbocharged anything because turbocharging rams more air into your engine. Your exhaust spins the inside of the turbocharger, then the outside of the turbocharger compresses air and throws it into your engine. So there's more pressure. The more pressure that's inside your engine, guess what? The faster it's going to wear out. I personally like cars that last 300, 400, 500,000 miles. That's why I drive Toyotas and Lexuses only, right? If you put a turbocharger on a small engine, which is not only what they do, it is just going to wear out faster. Now, you get more horsepower out of it, but me, I would rather say have a 2-liter four-cylinder engine than like a 1.3-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine. Now, it would have more horsepower, but it's going to wear out faster. And I don't want things to wear out. How much speed do you really need? Most speed limits 70, 75 miles an hour, right? Do you really need a car that's super fast and go 150 miles an hour? No, you don't, right? Damien says, Scotty, I daily drive a 99 Buick Regal with 112,000 miles. It's been a good car. Change the oil every 3K. It's got the 3800 V6. What's your honest opinion of this car? Actually, they're really good cars. In 99, GM, which makes Buick, there's no real Buick company, hasn't been for ages, right? They made pretty good cars. And that 3800 V6 is a really strong engine. You take care of it, it might last quite some time. I've seen those things with 212,000 miles, and they're still working okay on them. So, hey, take care of it. They don't make them like they used to. Well, actually, they don't even make Buicks anymore. They had a station wagon that was made in China and an SUV. They don't even make cars anymore, so they used to make them good, though. Jordan says, is an '07 hybrid Altima for 4K a good deal? It has 125,000 miles. Probably not. They're okay for a while. But as they get older, they fall apart and become endless money pits. And hybrid cars are no exception, except they're worse. Because as they get old, the hybrid, part electric, part gasoline motor, those systems are so complex, when they break, they cost a fortune. The batteries for them cost a fortune. So I would say, probably not. I mean, if you like gambling, you find a mechanic like me to check it out before you buy it, and he says it's okay. But, I mean, you'd be better off getting a Toyota Prius hybrid in that price range with that mods, and it might be a pretty good car. As for the Nissan hybrid, probably not. If I checked it out, I'd check it out honestly. But the last one I checked out for somebody was a pile of junk, and they didn't buy it. 1x4K says I got a 2000 Dodge Durango 5.9. It's got 230,000 miles and runs. But the front end makes a ticking noise when I take off, but goes away when cruising. Okay, odds are the cam's worn and the lifters are ticking. The problem is, those Hemi engines, the cams wear from lack of lubrication at idle and low speeds. So they start to tick. Now, if you saw the video, I made a video a few weeks ago about a guy who had one, and it was running bad, making a little noise. And I analyzed the whole thing. I said, well, your cam's worn out. Number 7 cylinder was misfiring. And I looked at all the data and said, no, we revved it up and down, and I analyzed it all with graphs. And I said, okay, your cam's worn. I said, don't try to fix just that. It would be stupid. You'd have to rebuild the engine. So he found a guy who rebuilt the engine for like $3,500, and he likes willing to spend that kind of money. But, you know, yours is a 2000. It's got 230,000 miles. I don't think it'd be worthwhile to put that kind of money into that old thing. You better be off getting rid of it and find something better. Or if you don't care and it still runs, drive it till it drops and then worry about it. It's old, you know, you got enough mileage out of it. Just drive it till it drops. You never know. They can run, not running perfectly, but still go down the road. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.